You can manage your careers, trips and events through Career Central. Let's click on this Events and Notices tab. And you'll see that you can either view events that have already been created in the calendar, or we can create a new event. So I'm going to click on that. Let's imagine that the University of Waikato have an open day and we would like to invite a group of students to attend. So here we would put the details of the trip, when, where, what to bring, etc. So students will see that information when they receive the invite and can refer back to it if they need to closer to the time of the trip. The teacher in charge. So start typing a staff member's name and you can select the teacher in charge of the trip. Let's imagine that this is going to be on the 23rd of January. We might leave school at 8 a.m. and return at 3 p.m. And we are going to the Hamilton campus. Students can respond to invites up until the Friday beforehand, so the 18th of January, and you'll now see that we have the option to make this either a public event or a private event. If you make it a public event, any student can see it on their calendar or any year level that you tick. But today we're going to make it a private event and invite just a few students to attend. Now, once you save the event, you can also upload a file if you would like to. So, for example, you might have a flyer about the event that you want to upload to students, or perhaps even a consent form that they need to download and fill in and return to you. The other thing you will notice is that the second half of the screen allows us to now invite our groups. So, if I click on this button, Add a Group to the Event, I will see a list of all the groups that have been previously created in Career Central. So I would create a group of students who were interested in the University of Waikato and then invite them to this event. Because this is a test event, I'm not going to invite all of those students. I'm just going to add some single people to the event. So add a single person. Let's add Kate to this event. So we have the option just to add the student directly, in which case they will see the invite in their Invites tab, but they won't receive a text or an email. So normally we would send an invite, so I'm going to click this button. And this takes us to the Invite Manager screen. So if we scroll down, you will see that this is the message the student is going to be emailed. We have a careers event coming up we thought you might be interested in. Now, I would normally edit that to explain that it is a trip to the University of Waikato, for example, and also edit the text that I'm sending. At the bottom of the screen is a list of the students we're sending this to, so she will receive an email, and if she's downloaded the Career Central app, she will also receive an app notification and a text message if you have the student's cell phone number. If you don't want to send the text, simply untick the cell phone button. So let's send that invite to Kate. And we can now see that she's been invited and we can wait for her response. So let's add another person to this event. Let's add Keely. And this time I'm not going to send her an invite, I'm just going to add her to the event. So she won't have received an email or a text because this is a test event. But if we click on her name, we can go straight to her profile. And I have the option now to log in as the student. So I'm going to log in as Keely. And you will see when she looks at her events tab, even though she hasn't received an email or an app notification or a text, it does say that she has one invite to check. So if she logs in, she can see that and click on her events tab. And as she scrolls down, she will see the green University of Waikato Open Day, which means that she's been invited. She clicks on that and she has the option to accept or decline the invite. So let's accept that on her behalf. And you'll also see that she has the option to add it to her personal calendar if she needs to be reminded about it. So if we now go back to the event and refresh the page, you'll see that we can now see that Kelly is attending. So she has accepted the invite and she's going to attend the event. We're still waiting for Kate to accept hers. At the bottom of this page, you'll see that once your students have started responding, you can then create groups. So you might want to create a group, for example, of those who've been invited but haven't responded and remind them that they need to respond. Or you might want to make a group of the students who've said they want to attend so that you can give them further details or reminders about the trip. You can also edit this page, options, to indicate whether or not the student has returned their consent form. So I will just go out of there. So if we want the students who've said they want to attend, we simply click Create Group, and we now have a group of students who've said they're going to attend this trip, and we can text just those students from now on rather than the whole group who were invited. So we can send them a group message, a text, print their names should we need to, and so on. If I go back to the trip, these responses will also be recorded on the student's profile, so very useful to have that information to look back on a student's profile to trips they've been invited to, trips they've declined, and trips that they've attended.